No matter where we are in the world today, we have to contend with change. We have to get comfortable with the idea that we will continue to experience wide-scale change for quite some time. What is unknown is whether that change will be for the better or for the worse. So let's assume it will be for the better. Whether it's branded the Green New Deal or the Great Reset or the New Normal, it is with the hope that our leaders will choose a path to sustainability over the path of self-destruction that we're currently on that this video is being produced. Hopefully, the grand plan will be revealed to us sometime soon. Without that hope, this message would be about building bunkers. Dealing with change can be stressful at the best of times, far more so in this season of volatility and uncertainty. Large organizations frequently apply the principles of change management in order to execute complex change or transformation projects. The basic model of change management discussed in this video can be applied to any change initiative of any scope or scale. So hopefully this information will be valuable when you have to respond to changes to your environment or develop your own change plans. First, we have to understand the basic principles of change. Number one, change is constant and inevitable. It's something we have to live with throughout our lives, but it is possible for us to minimize the disruption of change and even turn it into a benefit. Human beings are naturally resistant to change. We like our comfort zones, and we will use any reason or excuse to stay in those comfort zones. When change is thrust upon us, especially from outside sources, it's natural for us to resist those changes, whether good or bad. There's a saying in the change management profession: change only occurs when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of the change. There's a lot of truth to that saying. We usually have to be dragged kicking and screaming into any major life changes, unless it's one of our own choice. Think of how many people get left standing at the altar waiting for that significant other that took flight. And I have seen senior executives sabotage their own change projects for fear that they would not be able to function in the new environment. Yes, change can be a terrifying thing. The third principle we have to be aware of is that we can classify change on 4 levels: the individual or personal level. For example, the change from being single to married, or a change in political preference. Secondly, the community or social level, like a specific community affected by an oil spill. The third level would be the national level, like a change in government. And finally, the global level, for example, a global pandemic or the effects of climate change. The next principle is that there are 4 types of change. Number 1 is ideological change. That has to do with a change of mindset or a change in strategy or change in policy. The second is practical change, or in business terms, we call it operational change. This refers to the way we do things, our processes and procedures. The next is cultural change. This has to do with our accepted norms, values, and behaviors. And number 4 is environmental change. This includes all external forces that are beyond our control, including the physical environment, laws, economics, policies, etc. Large companies use complex transformation models to address their challenges. However, all transformation models contain the 3 basic stages of change: the current stage, the transition stage, and the future stage. To manage change effectively, we must understand, accept, and acknowledge the current stage. We can't change anything if we are in denial that something has to change. Then we must visualize the future stage so we know where we want to go. Without a destination, we cannot plan the trip. And most important, we must effectively plan and execute the transition stage. This is where we take control of the change, or the change takes control of us. How we manage this transition will be determined by a number of factors. What is driving the change? How much time do we have? What resources are available to us? One of the biggest decisions that we have to make in managing the change project is the time frame for the change. Many change initiatives fail because inappropriate time frames were set for that particular type of change. Most organizational initiatives take either gradual or incremental approaches to implementing change. These changes will take place over a period of time in stages. However, in many cases right now, we are being faced with a need for radical change. Radical change forces us to think, plan, and adjust quickly. Most of the changes related to COVID-19 or climate change disasters must be treated as radical change projects. The most important part of building an effective change plan is asking yourself the right questions. For example, these are some of the questions a business owner responding to the changes related to COVID-19 might ask. 1, how can we deliver our products and services while protecting our staff and customers? 2, at what points in our processes do our staff and our customers come into contact with each other? These 2 questions would allow us to amend our processes and operations to enable minimum contact and maximum safety for our staff and customers. Another important question would be, are we satisfying the minimum requirements of the relevant laws, regulations, and policies? Ensuring you are compliant with laws and regulations will save you a great deal of stress and anxiety from the fear of being shut down or liable for heavy fines and penalties. It is my hope that there are better days to come, and that this information will help you identify, embrace, and control whatever change challenges you may face. For more information on managing change or assisting with your change project, contact us at advocateforchange.net.